Combiners have been a staple of Transformers pretty much since the beginning. Yet it always feels like a big event when we get one. Probably because they're just so freaking cool. In 2001's RiD line, we got a bunch of combiner teams, and one of the most anticipated from the line for me was the Build Team. 4 construction-themed Autobots that could merge together to form the gigantic combiner Landfill. The team consisted of Wedge, Heavy Load, Hightower, and Grimlock. No, not that one. This guy. Wedge is the leader and the smallest of the bunch, which some fans who fixate on size may have found off-putting for a deluxe. But the reality was that this was a great little figure. Fun, bright colors and fantastic articulation. Wedge's design fits perfectly with the part of a younger character that was destined to do bigger things. Wedge's weapon, like a lot of the weapons of the time, is a chunk of his alt mode, forming a very wide double-barreled blaster. He transforms with a few clever flips and twists, and even has a great moment to hint at things to come. Wedge becomes a bright orange bulldozer, with lots of sculpted detail. This is honestly just a great vehicle mode, and a fun toy. Grimlock is the odd one in the group, not just because he's the poster board for name slapping, but also because he's got the strangest design of the team. That's not to say he's bad by any means. He towers over the group, giving off a great second-in-command presence. His lanky legs are really well articulated, and I love his asymmetrical arms. Add to that his fun color scheme of different shades of green, and he nails a big brother vibe to Wedge. His shovel arm becomes a giant scissor weapon for him to wield. It's wacky and silly, but adds to the fun. Grimlock transforms into an excavator. This is easily the coolest vehicle mode of the bunch. With his articulated shovel arm, I had a lot of fun with this mode back in the day. Heavy Load and Hightower are the boxy bots of the bunch, with different alt mode parts and head sculpts to differentiate them from each other. They still share the same overall design, which is a good thing later. Heavy Load has a dorky, cheerful head sculpt that made him a fun and inviting character. His ridiculous dump truck claw was just over the top silly, and worked perfectly for the set. But it was Hightower's colors and design that sold me originally on the Build Team when I saw the original Car Robots images all those years ago. I loved how his crane arm folded out into a massive cannon with fantastic sculpted detail. But the best part was if you opened his truck cab, he had a hidden, all but easily lost sidearm ready to prevent pesky Predacons from pulverizing the team's prodigious projects. Both Hightower and Heavy Load transform in basically the same way, to form wonderful boxy vehicles of a crane and dump truck respectively. These two look awesome together, and really add to the fun of the Build Team. But of course, the biggest draw of the Build Team is in their combining features. To this day, this is the most unique combining method I've ever seen. Heavy Load, Hightower, and Grimlock all connect together with Wedge locking them in the center. This method allows for multiple configurations to suit their needs, or your preference. Grimlock does tend to create a more asymmetrical feel as a leg, so personally I tend to keep him as the arms, but the whole thing is just another fun design choice that evokes the feel of Scramble City combiners of the past. The combined form of Landfill is a powerhouse. While initial images did make me think he'd be more articulated, he's still got some fun range, and was able to wield some of the team's individual weapons in this mode. I absolutely loved this figure when it was originally released, and he's still to this day one of my favorite combiners. With all his combining parts integrated into the individual robots, Landfill is a marvelous example of what Transformers are capable of. He's colorful, unique, and a ton of fun.